Evening has fallen as Woland, the professor, concludes his tale of Pontius Pilate. Berlioz and Bezdomny awaken from what seems like a trance, unable to tell whether the story was told, dreamt, or conjured. Reality itself feels distorted. The transition from day to twilight blurs waking and dream. In a startling twist, the foreigner claims to have personally witnessed the events he described. He was there with Pilate, Kiefer, and on the execution platform. His offhand admission, coupled with his unearthly gaze, one green eye, one dead black, terrifies the two atheists. When Berlioz and Bezdomny dismiss him as insane, Woland calmly challenges their disbelief. He insists that the devil does, in fact, exist, and promises to offer the seventh proof, the one beyond philosophy or theology, empirical demonstration. As Berlioz hurries to call the authorities, the prophecy begins to unfold. A drunk, clownish figure, Azazello in disguise, appears to help him cross the street. A streetcar barrels down, and in a moment of grotesque inevitability, Berlioz slips and is decapitated, exactly as Woland had foretold. The death is both mundane and supernatural, a freak accident, yet too exact to be coincidence. The seventh proof is thus revealed, not an argument, but an event. Reason's last refuge collapses as the literal and metaphysical fuse in blood, moonlight, and irony. Bulgakov opens the chapter in a twilight world, half waking, half hallucination, to show reason's surrender to the uncanny. Patriarch's Pons becomes a liminal zone where the Soviet worship of rationality dissolves into the spectral and mythic. Evening is the hour when disbelief begins to fail. Woland's claim to have witnessed Pilate's interrogation collapses the distinction between myth and history. By inserting himself into the biblical narrative, he embodies Bulgakov's metaphysical project to restore mystery and the unseen into a world flattened by ideology and disbelief. Woland mocks the traditional 5 proofs of God's existence, and even Kant's 6th, replacing them with a 7th, direct, experiential truth. The irony is devastating. Modern, rational man demands empirical evidence, and Woland provides it through catastrophe. Berlioz's death fuses the random and the fated, the tragic and the absurd. The spilled sunflower oil, Anushka, and the prophecy all converge into perfect inevitability. Bulgakov uses black comedy to suggest that disbelief itself invites doom. The cosmos, it seems, has a cruel sense of irony. The chapter ends with one of modern literature's most indelible images, Berlioz's severed head rolling down Brunaya Street under a white, horror-stricken moon. The grotesque becomes revelatory, divine presence manifested not in grace, but in terror. The miraculous breaks through, not to redeem, but to expose.